feeling for the folks standing there so patiently. I'm just going to ask everyone take one step that way. I think we get like 10 or 20 more people in here. Really, trust me. Okay. Look at that. Come on in. Come on in. So thank you, Jen. Thank you for the introduction. And please just huge round of applause for Jen Snyder, who's done so much already on this campaign. And it is such an honor to be here with so many amazing folks and to be introduced by the amazing, amazing Harry Britt. It's such an honor. Thank you, Harry. And Jenbo and Deepa and Leslie, thank you for the warm introductions, the kind words. I really appreciate it so much. I look around and I'm just blown away at the level of support, and we're just getting started. There are so many people in this room who I have worked so closely with. Some of them elected officials like Tom Amiano and David Campos, Hillary Ronan and others, and then also community activists. Everyone in this room, literally every person in this room is someone that we fought side by side on incredible projects in this city, and often against all odds standing up for what's right and what's great about this city. So thank you all for your fights all the time and for being here tonight. One thing I know about every person in this room, every one of you gives a damn about this city. Yeah. Yes. Every one of you wants this city to actually be affordable to people who aren't wealthy. And every one of you wants to make sure that wealthy corporations are not the ones calling the shots for everyone else in this city. You got it. And every person in this room knows that our homelessness crisis in San Francisco is fundamentally inhumane. That's right. That's right. We have to end homelessness in San Francisco. And let's start with something very simple that I think we can all agree. Let's end the unconscionable sweeps of I am so excited to see what all of us here in this room can do together. And let's be real, we live right now in times that are as bleak as many of us have known in our lifetimes. And in a lot of ways, we are at a crossroads. We will need to decide if we are going to slide into more and more greed, hate, and within a decade or so, climate catastrophe as a nation, or if we're going to chart a course to a brighter future. And when I look around this room, I'm confident that we're going to chart a course to a brighter future together. And what I see that gives me so much hope and optimism is people rising up locally, nationally, and internationally. People like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who in the last couple months in Congress has put forward bigger ideas, more impactful policies than a lot of these folks who've been occupying those seats for their entire careers. I'm not naming names, I leave that to fight. People like Congresswoman Omar. I mean, think about this. Think about staring down face to face a war criminal and speaking truth and calling them out. That's what she's doing. When's the last time you've seen that in our national politics? People like so many of the folks in this room who came together to pass the visionary Prop C. Thank you. And we did that when everyone said it was impossible, right? Everyone said that was impossible, and we all proved them wrong. And folks like the DSA, who Jembo and Jen were talking about, who are fighting. Yeah, one applause there. And there's a lot of things I love about the DSA, especially that endorsement they just gave me. Thank you. But there's a lot of things I love about the DSA. But I'll tell you one thing. It's the moral clarity. The moral clarity that the DSA brings to these policies in this discussion, and the working like hell to advance those policies with that moral clarity. Thank you all who are DSA members for fighting that fight. And we are, just in case it's not clear, we are 100% behind the workers who are unionizing Anchor Brewery. And we are 100% behind the teachers who are striking in Oakland. What time is it?
Union time!
What time is it?
Union time!
What time is it?
Union time!
So our campaign is fundamentally about this concept. Rethinking what is possible in San Francisco. This is the commitment of our campaign. This is the commitment of our movement. And we've got no time to waste. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move forward with a Green New Deal for San Francisco. I don't know if Supervisor Ronan is still here, but thank you for leading that fight on the Board of Supervisors.
She hasn't heard from her daughter, but she says she loves you.
So what does that mean? We need to fight for a Green New Deal. Well, we need to fight for serious energy independence from fossil fuels, municipalizing PG&E. Right? What are we waiting for? Tim Redmond's been writing about that for over a decade. Let's do it.
Longer than that.
2 decades. 3. We need to, part of a Green New Deal is also getting serious about public transportation. We are a transit-first city. Let's get serious about public transit. We also, I'm so excited for us to move forward with a public bank. Right? I mean, talk about an idea we've talked about for a while. We've tried to move forward, it stalls, and now we've got amazing leadership and momentum. We've got folks like Jackie Fielder and Curtis Wu and others who are fighting to make a public bank a reality, to make our money, our tax dollars, put them to work for San Franciscans, not for big international multi-billion-dollar banks. So let's do it. We can win that. And what, they always ask, how are you going to pay for it? A public bank. We're actually going to make money with a public bank that we can invest in social housing, right? Deepa talked about a right to housing. Our public bank's going to generate the resources we need to invest in social housing, to win a right to housing in San Francisco. And the possibilities with a public bank are really endless, right? When you think about having that money controlled by the city, right? We can do low-cost loans for folks who need down payments, security deposits, who have problems with back rent, to avoid eviction, right? We can actually do low-cost loans to folks who are suffering under the crushing student debt and medical debt, right? We can use a public bank to alleviate that burden on folks. So please support the public bank, and that's going to be a major effort. Hopefully it happens before we win in November, but if it doesn't, I'll be right there fighting for a public bank. We are also going to not just fight against displacement. And I look around and so many of you have been leading that fight every day to fight against displacement. But we need to go beyond that. We need to be growing the working class and communities of color in this city.
Tell it.
And that means acquiring land, right? That means land banking for social housing. It means investing in our public schools. And it means getting serious about job opportunities, not just for robots and programmers, no offense to the programmers out there, but not just for robots and programmers, but for people who live in our communities. So we talk a lot about big ideas. We certainly do that at DSA. We certainly do that at Tenants Together. We talk about big ideas, but it's really important that as we fight for these big ideas, that we don't forget about the local neighborhood fights. So the eviction on your corner of a neighbor, the small business that's being priced out, that's been in our community for decades. We need to fight for these folks. The same way we're fighting nationally for Medicare for all or any other cause. We need to fight on our corners, block by block. We need to help fire victims, right? We just had a bad fire in the Haight. We need to be there for the folks when they're hurting. We need to fight like hell for Midtown. I see my friend Rufus back there. And I don't know others, I always miss other Midtown folks who are around, but if you're here, welcome. Yeah, we need to fight like hell for Midtown. That is an essential fight. That is an essential fight for the soul of District 5. And we also need to fight for affordable housing on Divisadero, not luxury condominiums. So we talk about these ideas, and all of you know what's standing in our way, right? A lot of you, I mean, I don't need to tell you, you know it better than I do. What's standing in our way?
City Hall. Yimbys.
Oh, this is going to be fun. What's standing in our way? I'm done, guys.
Everything else except us.
Yeah.
Laziness.
I'll tell you what's standing in the way of victory. The only thing standing in the way of victory of this race is the same old cynical corporate money that is starting to flow in this race and does in every other race, right? So, Mr. Conway, Ron Conway, anybody know that guy? And this company, this tiny little mom and pop landlord named Veritas, do you know? And this group, they're a very innocuous group, the San Francisco Apartment Association. So they have picked their candidate in this race. And surprise, it's not me. And it never will be. So the landlords, the developers, they're pouring their money in. They will continue pouring their money in. They will play dirty. This is just the beginning. We've seen this movie before. We know how it works. They're going to use the right-wing loopholes that they created. Thank you, Citizens United, and all the independent expenditures, right? They're going to use that to do what? To buy this election. Yes. No. That's their plan. Are we going to let them do that? No! You sure? Yes. So we fight them on the ground. We fight them with people power. And we fight them by gathering like this. And this is where I need you. So I need you, in Fike's words, I need you bad.
Real bad.
Real bad. I need your time, right? I need you knocking doors, canvassing. Need you on phone banks. Right? Need your donations, whether it's $5 or $500.
Lock the door.
500.
And join us on March 2nd, so a week from Saturday. Need you at our field kickoff. Please be there at our new headquarters in the Lower Haight. And many of you have already been helping. Others are new to the campaign. And I just want you all to know that I deeply appreciate your activism, your optimism, your time, your energy, your clarity, and yeah, your donations as well. Thank you. So yeah, as someone yelled out, lock the doors. Please know we need to be able to compete. And we are leading on the fundraising thanks to so many of you. Thank you. So finally, I just want to say and be very clear that on the issues that matter to you most, on the issues that will protect our communities from greed and displacement, and not just protect vulnerable communities, but grow the working class and communities of color in San Francisco. On the issues that matter most to each and every one of our neighborhoods, stand with me, and I will promise you now that I'll always be with you on the front lines, never on the sidelines. Let's win this. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support.